Well, I hope you guys all had a Merry Christmas. It was a very different Christmas for us. Looking up to what we're supposed to be celebrating with the birth of Christ is really our only hope in this season, because the lights, the TV shows that we usually watch, the traditions that we have done since Berkeley's been born 14 years, they all just bring back so much pain and agony. You know, the grief boomerang is like us throwing out love. And usually when Berkeley was here, it would come back with love. And it would come back with reciprocity and her sit in my lap or tickle fights. But now it's like coming back as razor blades. Throw out as love, it comes back as razor blades that just shred our hearts. And it comes in waves. Some days we can handle it better. Some moments we can handle it better. Others, it overwhelms us like a tide coming in. And it just floods our lives, and it's almost paralyzing at times. And I know Tanda feels the same burden as well, especially in this season of joy and Advent, the excitement of coming, of Jesus coming, has just been compromised so much by what the devil took. And all the Christmas songs, we went to 2 services, one on Wednesday, one on Thursday night, and in both of them we just wept, just cried. And you know, it means so much when you guys, when we're out, you come up to us, even if you don't know us, especially me, because the love that you show, whether you're buying us a coffee or just saying we're praying for you, Maguires, it's like gas to a tank. You know, you can start the day out full, but every time we grieve, it's a subtraction. Every time we think about Berkeley, and before it would be this reciprocity of love, now it's a subtraction. And man, it's so draining. And the support and the love of just, you know, whether it's through GoFundMe, whether it's through coming up and touching us, just know that no matter how much we act like we're okay, that's just an act, because we're hurting and we are only hanging on by God's grace and threads and your love and your support and your values. So just know when you see us that, especially to me, when you come up and say things or tell me or bless us in some way, that really speaks volumes. And I know for me, gives me energy to make it through that moment, maybe the next moment. And some things have helped me through a day. You know, I was in a coffee shop this week and just sitting there journaling, and this people sitting across from where I was at when they were finished, and she came up to me and said, "Hey, Mr. Maguire, you don't know me, but just I wanted you to know that your family has been prayed for by my family." And that just means so much, because I was sitting there thinking, you know, I'm looking around and these people seem normal on the outside, and I know they have problems, but man, I feel so abnormal. I may look normal on the outside, my skin may be healing up, but the devastation in our hearts of missing our little girl and a family of 4 that was on earth. You know, I was at church and singing songs, at the end they say goodbye and hi to people, and so I just said hi to this guy and wished him a Merry Christmas, and he says, "Oh, you just have the one kid?" A totally sweet guy, I had no idea. I said, I have 2 kids, one's in heaven and then one's on earth still. And he just started crying because he put it together that I was the guy whose house exploded, and he was so kind. But I thought, this is a lifetime of walking through this. Lifetime. And I would ask that you would pray for my whole family, especially my wife, Hayden, my mom. I know Tana's mom, but she has 2 other kids that she still has. And, you know, the people I love the most have really been devastated the most. And so the people I would go to in my inner family and could lean on, I can't, because I feel bad. They're in their own way grieving and suffering just like I am, except for because they're different personalities. It's very different. I'm by far the most extroverted. And so people feed, and God uses people to love and encourage and bless me in very direct and overt ways, whereas Tanda, you have to figure out a lot more. And Hayden's love language, I think, is gifts. And I'm smiling, but man, just know when you see us, we are always fighting back tears And we're always making an effort to, just in faith, put our next foot forward. And, you know, a lot of you guys have come up and encouraged me and said how my faith has blessed you. I just want to be transparent in that. I pray I'm half as good of a person and as strong as maybe it seems like I am, because I feel weak, and I feel just living in a humble place where I'm receiving more than I'm giving. And I would much rather give and serve and love and bless and encourage others to be great in a way that's godly than be here. Because really in this season, it's not just grieving the loss of Berkeley, our home, all of our stuff, me not working, and just so much. It's the loss of a son that I had that was a certain way, a wife that smiled a lot. My mom said the other day she hasn't seen Tanda smile since this happened. And so it's a loss of not just my identity, a lot of it is in who the people I love the most, trying to figure out their identity in this next season with a family of 3 on earth instead of 4. So the prayers mean a lot. And I came up with something that helps remember to do some things that are very vital to survival, like breathing. So it's BMWT. So breathe, move, BM, T is for talk, and W is, BMW. So breathe, move, write, talk. Breathe, move, write, talk. So breathe. Sometimes I just catch myself in sadness and thought, and I don't breathe, and I'm just super shallow in my breaths and not taking deep breaths to really help me. And then I get anxious and worry about life and missing Berkeley and how we're going to do this. And then moving, it just helps to move, to whether it's exercise outside or inside. And I know moving in nature helps me a lot. Talking about what happened, talking about where I'm at, and then journaling. I journal more now than I think I ever have. Hours a day. And thank you for asking what we need. Just know we always need prayer. We always need encouragement and compassion. And just even the way that you look when you see us or hear our stories, that makes a difference. And, you know, I just want to say thanks again for the love that you showed, because I accidentally emailed the wrong Gina. I have an assistant. Her name's Gina, and she's actually volunteering to do this season for free because she knows I'm not working and making money. I accidentally texted a different Gina that I had met one time last year when I went and spoke at a college. And she was compassionate and asked if there's anything I needed. And just at that moment, something came to mind, and I was like, well, Gestures. We love the game Gestures. We had a great time playing it. And so she's like, you should be getting a package. And that's me accidentally texting somebody and her showing love matters. Somebody bought my wife and her friends coffee. Those gestures, they just make a huge difference. And even if we don't know what we need and we just say prayer, that matters as well too. Saying texts or emails or writing things to us, it all matters. We survived by food, but in this season, we have survived by the morsels of life that you guys have shown. Through practical support, through verbal, through prayer, through just all the different ways. And then sharing our story with others so we don't feel forgotten. You know, because it's easy to feel forgotten in a world that is so busy with so much crisis all around. I just want you to know that we really do need help and love and support and prayer still. 3 months feels like yesterday, and it feels like an eternity at the same time. It's the weirdest thing. It's really weird. I still wake up every day shocked that I can't go snuggle with my daughter and my son. The quietness of our house is just incredibly disturbing, which is why I always play Alexa and some worship or Christmas song or station. So please keep pursuing and praying and sharing our story, because we're believing God, even though we can't see it yet, that He's going to write something. He did it for Job, and I bet you Job never imagined coming out of it. And so we're believing and praying that even though we can't see it, He's going to do it for us too. Love you guys, and thanks for walking this tragic journey with us. It means the world.